What's your experience?
Trained mercenary. Thousands of hours of experience, thousands of confirmed kills.
And comp experience, I can tell by the medals. I think you'll be a vital asset to the team, but you need to understand the severity of the situation. These are AI, trained to kill as quickly as possible with no concern for their own well-being. Your job is to protect MANN at all costs. Are you up for it?
When have I not been?
What are you doing, Scout? Listen, it's so fun! There's so much money in your last die, you didn't know, Scout! How could you do that? How did you do this game? How did you do it? How did you do it?
What the fuck?!
MvM is one of the weirdest changes in gameplay TF2 has to offer. Especially for Scout. He goes from being one of the best classes in the entire game to being swept to the sideline, all because Pyro has a can of petrol that he likes to huff from time to time. But MvM in general is a new experience for everyone. Unless you've queued with friends, it feels like it's basically set in stone what you have to do. You're the meta's bitch. And all of this goes for basically every class. None is more apparent than Scout's role in MvM. I will demonstrate this with a recreation of my first MvM game. I loaded in, picked Scout, killed robots as best as I could, got more damage than everybody else, and then got berated in voice chat for being one of the worst Scouts I've ever seen in MvM. By the way, whoever said that, fuck you, you prick. Just because you're right doesn't mean you have to be so mean. But your first game is so confusing. Why is everybody shouting at me? What am I doing wrong? Why do they care so much about what I do? Well, the reason why people care so much is in the most popular tour, 2 cities, there are Australiums on the line, which means real world, physical cash is on the line. Now, since these are really rare, most people play with the hopes of getting them, but they don't get their expectations too high. But some people literally try to use this as a source of income instead of, getting a job, investing, gambling away my grandmother's inheritance, stuff normal people do for money. And those are the lads that are going to give you a hard time. Even if people don't give you a hard time, you're eventually gonna have to learn what you have to actually do in MvM.
You pick up that money.
Do you not realise I'm a mercenary? Like, bend over and get it yourself, you lazy prick. Actually, no. Do you know what I will pick up? I'll pick up your fucking sister and your girlfriend. Yeah. It's a nearly universal experience of disappointment when Scouts learn that their main job in MvM is to pick up money. It feels disappointing to say the least, but you just gotta deal with it. You do it for the well-being of your team. Upgrades are the lifeblood of MvM. Your teammates need them, and you need them to pick up money more effectively. So what do? Do you change class? No. Pussy, you embrace the lifestyle.
Oi, you! Shut your mouth and look at my wad! Loads of money!
This is a journey into money. Loads of money.
You gotta sound like someone who dropped out of school to sell weed. You gotta get peas, dosh, moolah, money. That is your main job. You're gonna pick up every single pile of cash, and don't worry, your teammates will make sure you do. But there's also a reason for being a scabby cunt other than decking out your fucking Toyota Corolla. Picking up every single bit of money at the end will net your team a bonus. You'll also know if you missed any because this counter right here will turn black. So your obsession with money actually turns you into more of a support class rather than a pick class you normally are. And it's not just by that, you've actually got other ways to support your team as well. Firstly, there's support by slowing. There's an upgrade to the Mad Milk that makes any enemy coated with it decrease in speed, which is really helpful for enemies that might slip by, like scouts or giants who have a lot of health and it takes a lot of time to kill. Secondly, support by marking for death. The Fan of War is pretty shit in the game, okay? But in MvM, where the enemies don't die in 2 hits, it's basically a godsend. Marking particular targets who need to be focused basically halves the time needed to kill them. You can also help your team with backcapping scouts or other robots that manage to get past with the bomb. Although this isn't done as frequently as the other ways, it is very satisfying when you save the game from a backcapping scout. Nice try, you fucking prick, you're a cunt. You know that, you're a cunt. You specifically have pissed me off. I'm gonna sell you as a sex robot to the Asian repair shop just because you piss me off so much. Now that you know your job, what weapons and upgrades do you use? Well, as I've said, when you use anything other than the Mad Milk and the Fan of War, you're basically throwing. But for your primary spot, it's up in the air for what most people use. Most people will say the Soda Popper is the best due to the hype meter. It lets you get around quicker and collect money more efficiently. However, you're probably not going to get kicked if you use other primaries. Now, for the upgrades...
Alright, Sam, I'll take it from here.
Sorry, what?
No offense, actually, all offense, you're shit with money.
How exactly?
You spent $1,000 on a blur box set. Who even listens to them?
You watch yourself.
Anyways, the name's Wheezy. I'm a pretty big MvM guy. Now, because Sam here knows nothing about credit investment, he brought me to help you out. Scout's upgrades in MvM are pretty malleable, but some find themselves more useful than others. Movement speed, jump height, resistances, and Mad Milk Slow are your best bets for collecting cash and supporting the team. Though, make sure you check what kinds of robots you'll be fighting, so you'll know exactly what buffs to prioritize. Mad Milk Recharge is also a good choice if you're on a medicless team, as you often are outside of 2 cities, but if you have a medic, it's not really needed at all. As for your scattergun, increasing its power is effective, but risky, since you'll be taking away from your survivability to achieve the effect. I'd recommend steering clear of Damage Scout until you know the ropes, but once you do, have at it.
Alright, yeah, cool, wow, we get it, you're responsible with money, you don't have debt collectors knocking at your door threatening your family, that's great, bye now. Okay, now you're making money like Harry Enfield. You're running as effectively as possible. You know what, yeah, I've got so much money, I might just buy Estonia, just cause I can, I'm gonna... Fuck. Sometimes... accidents happen. See example A. But when you miss some money, it feels like you've just thrown the entire game. It feels like you've dishonored your team. Yeah, it sucks. You know it sucks. And what does your team say? Yeah, no, it's fine, don't worry about it. And it's at this moment that MvM changes for you. You realise it's not always a toxic-filled game mode. You don't have to be a god at the game just because your teammates aren't either. And then how you play changes. MvM becomes more relaxing. You realise that this preconceived notion of MvM players being toxic bastards is just a vocal minority. You're not fighting against people, you're fighting alongside people. And it's a nice change of pace. And no matter what your team is like, you can rest knowing you're all fighting for the same thing.
Loads of money! L-O-D-S of E-M-O-N-E. What's they spell? Loads of money! Probably.
Hi. So, if you are watching this video, you probably already know who I am. I am Sam, hello, hi. And there's a couple of things I want to say. First, if you like the video, please subscribe, because apparently asking helps. But that's the the main issue I wanted to get at is when I made this video, the world was quite peaceful, but obviously I don't need to say it. You know what state Ukraine is in. Obviously it's in a very bad state right now. Anyway, we do have an idea of how to help. A bunch of YouTubers have come together, or YouTubers, streamers, any TF2 content creators have come together, and they are doing a 48-hour MVM run for charity. So what it entails is basically 48 hours of MVM shenanigans, bit of tomfoolery, and it's all for charity. Every donation goes to charity, and they're looking for a goal of $1,000. That is a lot for Ukraine. That's so much food, that's so much medical supplies, all of that. So what we're working towards is basically, so the $1,000 for the British Red Cross, and I'm reading it out here. They have boots on the ground and work by supplying non-lethal aid towards families and civilians in Ukraine, cleaning bodies off the road, finding homes for displaced children and families, health products and supplies for men and women fighting for their freedom. So it's all non-lethal, it's all... I have links to this down below because I can't think of this all off the top of my head. And so you might be wondering who is in this. So we have me, obviously. We have Wheezy, who was featured in this video. Thank you, by the way, Wheezy. Let me think. Whammo, D-Will, Mr. Dispenser, HoovyTube, Ian the Awesome, Samwiz, Rubber Mango, Hoovy and Sniper. There's a lot more, okay? I'm sorry, I can't name them all off. And there's more to be announced and more to join. But, literally, if 1/4 of my subscribers donate $1, we've reached our goal. So even if you fucking hate me, don't do it for me, do it because I don't gain anything from this, okay? Just tune in. All the information will be down below. Dates, I'll link the Twitter account for the charity event. I will link the Discord for the charity event, and I will link the donation link. Also, all of my donation links on my Twitch for that time frame will go straight to the charity event. And that's all I wanted to say, so have a good one.